Our people demand service delivery, sustainable jobs, efficient health services, and an accountable government, he said in a speech loaded with rhetoric while delivering the annual Walter Sisulu Memorial Lecture in Bloemfontein in the Free State. An accountable government? What planet is he living on? You know, these guys tell porcupines so big that they give the whole thing a whole new meaning. It's absolutely extraordinary. Their hopes still lay with the ANC, which dare not betray them. The people were refusing to be subtenants and squatters in the land of their birth. This was a challenge to better the quality of life of the people, and this could only be done when the ANC remained an unapologetic fighting force, Magashula said. We must increase the capacity of the ANC and alliance partners to wage an unrelenting struggle against the theft of our wealth and our dignity. Our wealth and our dignity? So what he's saying is that the whites stole those TV sets. They stole those cars they drive. They stole the furniture in their house. They stole the money and put it in their bank accounts. What happened to people who worked hard all their lives to earn that? But of course, this L thing is missing inside empty heads, isn't it? And worse than that, probably one of the most corrupt people in South Africa, Magashula, is trying to make out like he's a hero. This could only happen in South Africa. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. I mean, it is quite extraordinary, the brevity of a criminal like Ace. Economic self-determination of the African people was the next vital frontier of struggle. He said, we can never waver or falter in our determination to achieve that. Africans must build our own industries and manufacture the very goods that we need. In fact, to put it bluntly, we must not consume what we produce. We must go back to basics and rebuild our own economy, starting with the township economy. We too have come of age and are willing to take charge of our affairs. Former President Nelson Mandela once warned us, resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Now, I have a message for Mr. Magashula. He's certainly not an honourable man, that's for sure. You know, when the white settlers arrived in South Africa, the local indigenous population had never even invented the wheel. They walked around herding their cattle. They had a few little fields of crops, and that was the most advanced state of black Africa when the first white settlers came in. And they had these little huts. And I have no doubt that there are two scenarios that are going to happen in South Africa, and neither involves the white person, because I'm sure the white people will eventually be able to get out of South Africa and leave them to chaos. And those two scenarios are, one, that the blacks will continue to run the country, but it'll go back to tribal, and it'll go back to mud huts, and just like it was before the white population arrived. They might still have the wheel. That's something that they might still be able to get their heads around with difficulty. And the other option, which I think is a more likely one, is that the Chinese are going to come in and they're going to occupy South Africa. And when that happens, people like Ace Magashula will go behind bars for the rest of their life, and it's not going to be a pleasant journey for them. That's unless they have, which is quite likely, they've moved all their assets offshore to somewhere like Dubai, and they've got a nice little apartment there. And when the SHTF happens, they will just get in a plane and scoot out of the country and leave all their fellow brethren behind to face the music, which is not going to be pleasant under the Chinese, believe me. But anyway, look, I'm just rambling on a bit here. Magashula went on to say, we do not betray our people with a view to gain favours from those who owe us our very wealth. Comrades, we must be resolute and steadfast. We are heading for troubled times, and we are surely coming for what is ours, Magashula said. The ANC was unwavering in its determination to implement the resolutions of the 54th National Conference, whatever they were. God knows. And he finished off by saying, our determination is to foster a new momentum for the fundamental radical economic transformation of our socio-economic landscape. Our mandate is to expropriate land without compensation, to nationalize the Reserve Bank, to transform the financial institutions and banks in order to serve the needs of our people. Now, I have a question for him here. If they create digital money, which is what the South African Reserve Bank is talking about trying, how is that going to help your people when the lights go out? They won't be able to access that. And that's those people who are fortunate enough to have something like a cell phone. What about the millions of Africans who can't afford a cell phone? How do they get digital money? You know, that there is a complete lack of thinking in what is going on in South Africa today. It is just completely ridiculous. Anyway, he goes on to say, to transform the financial institutions and banks in order to serve the needs of our people. Yeah, go figure. To stop privatization of state-owned enterprises, the transfer of the political and socio-economic power into the hands of the overwhelming majority of our people, Africans in particular, and the black people in general. Well, he's starting to sound worse than Malema, isn't he? South Africa is just in a very bad place. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, ring the bell to get all the updates, and have a great evening.